In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to survive longer in Muck. With these strategies, I was able to survive over 30 days. I could have survived way longer, but I had to go, so I left and it didn't save. As always, if you guys enjoyed these videos, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing. In my last Muck video, over 99% of viewers weren't subscribed, and I'm hoping to hit 1,000 subscribers soon, so it would mean a lot if you guys subscribe. Also, the clips in this video are from the stream on Sunday, so of course, shout out to everyone on the stream. You guys are awesome, and make sure you watch this video all the way so you can become a Muck master. Enjoy. Okay, so the first tip is to play this game with friends. It's way easier with friends. You just host lobby, and then you get this code and you can send it to them and they put it in the join lobby thing. Friends make it way easier because you guys can split up, get loot. If you die and your friend is still alive, you'll come back every morning. Playing with friends, it's simple, but it helps. Tip number 2, don't be afraid to play on easy mode. I know it's weird, but easy mode, it actually is really helpful if you haven't played this game much before. It delays boss fights, it makes the monsters easier, it makes the days longer, so don't be afraid of it and just try it. Let's get into some actual in-game tips now. Okay, so tip number 3, as soon as you load in, you need to get through the progression as fast as possible. So the first thing you gotta do, run over to where it says there's a rock, and you gotta pick up the rock. Bring the rock to your hotbar and slap a tree. You're actually going to want to slap multiple trees because you're going to need about 30 wood. Once you've done tree slapping, you're going to want to make a workbench, 10 bark, and then craft your basic wooden tools. Then you need to start mining iron and getting birch trees. On the way, if you see these free chests, make sure to open them. They'll give you health. And also make sure you get these chests too, because they will be really helpful. You're also going to need a furnace, which is just 15 rock. You place it down and you can put wood in as fuel. And you're gonna want to smelt your iron and take the birchwood and make iron tools. Okay, it's now night, and I can come over to this anvil and make a steel axe. So now, yeah, I basically one-shot these guys now. Two-shot them, sorry. And this night will go by in a breeze. Okay, so it's day 1, and as you can see, I don't have any food, so I can no longer sprint. And this guy's being annoying, so just get out of here, buddy. Okay, so for food, my tip number 4 is if you look these mushroom patches that you can find everywhere, is to just eat mushrooms. Mushrooms are great, they're really easy to find, and they give you lots of different things. For example, these red ones, they will give you health. These yellow ones will fill up your hunger. These pink ones will fill up your stamina, if you look in the bottom right. The yellow one's food. And the red one's health. And then these rainbow ones over here, they'll give you a mix of everything, so they're really helpful. Also, since it's after your first night, you'll have some coins, so you're gonna want to open chests. At this early in the game, only open these chests, these 25 chests. Don't open 100s or 50s or 250s. Don't open them. Just stick with these 25 ones. You're gonna need as many basic accessories or artifacts as possible early on. Okay, now that we have our steel tools, my 6th tip is to immediately start mining mithril. What you're gonna need for mithril is fir trees. They're the ones that look like spruce. You're gonna need the mithril rock, and I recommend just making the tools. You don't really need the sword this early on. I personally would just completely skip it, and then you're gonna be set up for a while with this mithril. So this is adamantite. I'm gonna look for some mithril. Okay, it's almost night now, and I have enough mithril for a sword and tools, so I will make a sword. And these are fir trees. You gotta chop down a couple of them. Of course, this night will be slightly harder than the rest, but if you have at least steel tools, it should be relatively easy still. You shouldn't have to worry too hard about it. And this is the night where these rock guys will start spawning, so you're just going to want to run away from them. You don't really want to deal with them at this point. The reason I am still here is because I really needed to grab that firwood. So I'm just going to ignore them, and I'm going to run over here. And they're pretty slow, so you don't have to worry too hard about them. And once again, make sure you're grabbing these free chests, because as you saw, I just got a sniper scope. I can now do way more damage. Look at that, 1,000 max damage. It's day 2 now. You're going to want to continue mining mithril if you don't have enough. Start smelting it and start making your mithril tools. My next tip, actually, to not make houses. In this game, the monsters are so powerful that making houses is kind of a waste of time, because the monsters, they'll just go in and destroy your house. So in my opinion, I wouldn't do houses. I personally, like, they're cool to make in this game, but I personally would just chill and just keep all your things out like I have right here, and step away from it at night so monsters don't break it. But yeah. And my tip number 8, I know I just said don't build houses, but sky basing. If you're really struggling during the nights, you can go into your workbench, you can go to build, and you can make these things called wooden roofs. How they work is basically you can just place them like this, and it's just like a really neat staircase. It's really simple to do. And hello guys, and you can just walk up, and you can put some workbenches at the top, and if monsters break it down, you can just chill on the workbenches for the night, and there's no fall damage, so if you fall off your base, it won't matter. And now that I have my mithril, I can start making mithril pickaxes and mithril tools, and I can start going for adamantite today. You are also going to need oak wood, so if you do see oak trees, make sure you mine them. You will need a mithril axe though. It's the 3rd night now, and these guys are pretty much no longer a threat. Especially when I get an attack like that, I can pretty much one-shot them. Okay, here's a little mini tip I have. If you have 2 things that are right next to each other and you're close enough, you can actually hit both at once. And if you were to get a crit, it would do tons of damage. Yeah, like that. So it's just really helpful if you're trying to mine something like adamantite, and it takes absolutely ages to mine like this. But you're gonna need roughly 55 adamantite, I believe, for full armor, full tools, and a sword. And speaking of adamantite things, my 9th tip is to make adamantite armor first. If you've been following so far, we don't have armor at this point. You may have some if you were to get lucky and you got like extra mithril or extra iron. So you're gonna want to make adamantite armor first since you're weakest, and then you're gonna want to make a sword. And then you're going to want to make tools last, because there's no item after, there's no ore after adamantite, or no trees after adamantite. So there's really no point in getting the tools unless you want the speed. So I would make tools last. And adamantite takes absolutely ages to smelt, so I would also make multiple furnaces so you can smelt it with more efficiency, like this. There we go. I now have my full adamantite leggings, and it's only day 4. I still have time before Big Chunk comes to get the rest of my adamantite. So I now have enough adamantite to get the remaining items. And I have a full adamantite loadout. And at this point, I pretty much just have to wait for Big Chunk to spawn. Which on easy mode will be night 6, I believe night 5, sorry. On normal difficulty, I believe it'll be night 4, and on gamer, I believe it's night 3, so we just have to wait a night. Okay, it is now day 5. I have the rest of today to farm out until Big Chunk spawns, and since I have my full adamantite gear, I don't need to do any mining. And this is a time where you can start investing in chests that are a bit more expensive. I'd stick with 100 or the 25s, because the 250s, they're really expensive, but they have good items. I just wouldn't invest in them quite yet. Okay, so it's almost night. As you can see, I am fully kitted with my full adamantite tools. I have 30 healing mushrooms in case I get low, and I have hunger mushrooms. That's not too big of a problem during this fight. And I have stamina mushrooms for when I'm gonna run. And so how this is gonna work is when the fight starts, I'll do the fight, and then after the fight, I'll tell you my 10th and final tip for how to beat this boss really easily. And of course, if you guys have liked this video so far, hit the like button. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I also have 2 full rows of accessories just because I've spent this entire day grinding food, which something I forgot to mention, and getting all these accessories. So now the boss has started. This is Big Chunk, and he has 1200 life in single player. I do believe there's more for multiplayer. And so what I just did right there is, because I had jetpack and the frog, I can easily just jump over a shockwave attack, which is what I'm going to refer to that as. So, low on stamina, so we need to eat these. If you have the Wings of Glory at this point in the game, you're going to want to jump attack. Make sure you dodge those, and there, easy win, and he dropped Chunkium ore. I didn't grab it. Chunkium armor is not better than adamantite. I would not waste your time making Chunkium armor unless you have free time and you like the style it has. But since it's day, guys, I will tell you the tips I use for beating this boss. Oh yeah, and tip number 10 is actually just 5 separate tips. So the first tip would be start the fight away from your crafting area. You don't want to be next to it when the fight starts, because Big Chunk will just destroy your entire crafting thing area, and you don't really want that to happen. My second tip, which I think I already said, is if you have the jetpack or the frog jump, you can just hop over the shockwave attack. My third tip for this fight would be, when fighting him, run up right after he does the shockwave. Just run up, slash at him a bunch, and then as soon as he's preparing to do any sort of attack, whether it be like the club or the shockwave, just get out of there. My fourth tip is, if you're having trouble with this fight, as soon as he spawns, just run away. You don't need to do this fight at night. He'll stay during the day. He can't despawn, which is both good and bad. So if you're having trouble, run away. Let the monsters fight the monsters while you're away from him. And once it's day, while there's no annoying monsters out, then you do the fight. Guys, if you enjoyed this, consider subscribing. And what type of Muck video should I do next? I was thinking either a bow tutorial, not a bow tutorial, either a tutorial on how to get the hammer or a cooking tutorial. So leave your ideas in the comments below. It doesn't have to be those two, it can be any. And if I forgot any tips and you guys want to say them, put them in the comments. I'll give it a little heart, and that means it'll be at the top so everybody can read them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it'll help you. Bye! Thank you.